Good morning. Blessings to you this Monday morning as we look ahead to our readings on Sunday. Our last couple Sundays have been special days in the church calendar, Reformation Day and All Saints Day. And this Sunday we get back to the normal Pentecost readings. We were in the latter chapters of Matthew, and that's where we're going back to. We are in Matthew chapter 25. The verses are the first 13 verses, the parable of the 10 virgins. Looking at what comes around it, right before is Jesus saying, "No one knows the day or the hour that the Son of Man is coming." No one knows the day or the hour of Judgment Day. And then right after is the parable of the talents. So let's get into reading our verses for this week, and then we'll just do some short recap of the parable of the talents because it's a long story. "Then the kingdom of heaven will be like 10 virgins who took their lamps and went to meet the bridegroom. 5 of them were foolish, and 5 were wise. When the foolish took their lamps, they took no oil with them, but the wise took flasks of oil with their lamps. As the bridegroom was delayed, they all became drowsy and slept. But at midnight there was a cry, 'Here is the bridegroom, come out to meet him.' Then all those virgins rose and trimmed their lamps, and the foolish said to the wise, 'Give us some of your oil, for our lamps are going out.' But the wise answered, saying, 'Since there will not be enough for us and for you, go rather to the dealers and buy for yourself.' And while they were going to buy, the bridegroom came. And those who were ready went in with him to the marriage feast, and the door was shut. Afterward the other virgins came also, saying, 'Lord, Lord, open to us.' But he answered, 'Truly I say to you, I do not know you. Watch therefore, for you know neither the day nor the hour.'" And of course we look ahead at the parable of the talents, and we see to the one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to another 1, each according to his ability. The one with 5 went and made 5 more. The one with 2 went and made 2 more. The one with 1 was so worried and buried it. The ones who multiplied the blessing that was given to them are rewarded, and the one who hid and was worried about the character of the master, that if he should return empty, was punished. All of these have to do with a coming judgment day, that there will be a time where our lives are called into question. We see in beginning our story today and after, all of these are about that time. And it's we sometimes struggle to realize this in our lives. We are living 2,000 years since the coming of Christ, since these words were written. And in the New Testament, there is certainly a emphasis of prepare. The Lord is coming soon. And we've been in this state for 2,000 years, preparing for the Lord to come soon. So much so that we kind of forget it. That we, in our lives now, we think our death and the many generations after us are as assured as the many generations before us. We forget that the Lord will come again to judge both the righteous and the wicked. And that's impactful on our lives. Because if we think our lives mean something, that they will be called to account, that dramatically changes how we live them. That changes how we go about our daily activities. Not only looking towards a final judgment day, but considering we don't know when we will face our own death. It could be today, it could be many, many years from now. But just like the coming judgment day, no one knows the day or the hour of their own death. And that's important, because we should live as though our lives have meaning, as though we are going to be called to account to a master who has given us everything we have, to a generous master who saves us and makes our lives free to serve and to love our neighbors, but also our lives should give evidence to what we've been given. That we should act like the ones who are preparing this morning, not the ones who are living as though there is no God. There's a pretty good book, I'll say, by a non-denominational pastor, Craig Groeschel, called Christian Atheist, with this perspective that most Christians declare to believe in God but live as though he doesn't exist. That's what this is really about. That we live our lives as though we believe God exists and believe that what is said in here is true, and that should have a dramatic shaping and altering on how we live. That the events of tomorrow and the coming days should not cause us as much concern as they do, because we know of a God who is in control. Take these words and dwell on them throughout this week. Live as though we believe this is true, because we do. I know we do. And it offers great promise and great hope for us, but should have great effect in our lives. Go in peace and serve the Lord. Thanks be to God.